let's get right into it. Episode 14, The Root of Evil. Why do you think about all the times things didn't go your way, negative, they and them, groups of people? It's always they and them, isn't it? It's always they, it's always them. There's always this proverbial group that's hell bent against yours. And that's what I want to talk about. Is it really they and them? Are they the evil ones? Maybe. Are they the reason why your life is backwards? Possible. But there's a book called Extreme Ownership. Let me get it right now. It's right next to me. How a U.S. Navy SEALs lead and win. I'm gonna butcher this name, but Joko Willick and Leif Barbin. New York Times bestseller. Advanced praise for extreme ownership. Cost you $21 in Canada. You gotta know that, right? Oh boy. Let's pull something out here. Copyright 2015. It's been out for a minute. First edition, October 2015. But let me give you a brief synopsis. What's interesting about this book is the leader was asking, hey, why did all hell break loose? And what's interesting is every member knew something about themselves and they say, you know what, it was my fault. I should this. And he's like, guys, it's no one's fault. It's my fault because I'm the leader. John C. Maxwell always says everything rises and falls on leadership. The problem is, or what's problematic, I should say, the principle is oftentimes we keep looking at external reasons why we fail. It's an ego defense mechanism. It's nice to blame things because, hello, I don't have to die on the cross. Blame everyone but yourself. But isn't it funny how you do that and your life still sucks? I tell people, do this example for me. Let's say they and them, this group of people that you despise. I mean, you don't despise anyone. That's great. But there's a concept going on these days, man. These problems in your life. By the way, problems are a proof of life. The only people who don't have any problems are people in the grave. Yep. Mic drop. Only not have problems, you gotta be dead, my friend. If you have problems, that means you're alive. Life is testing you. It's resistance, the only way you grow. But anyway, oof. The Navy SEAL guy, when he was talking about that, it's my fault. Everything rises and falls in leadership. We tend to blame people because our ego can't take the risk of dying. Our minds, our perception of ourselves, our perception and the story we crafted that I'm perfect, I don't make mistakes. It's the people around me that makes mistakes. Now you probably have an idea where this talk's going to go. My point still stands. Even with that mindset, your life hasn't moved forward. Because we only move forward when we all move forward. It may sound communistic, but the point is this: you have to inspire everyone to be the best version of themselves. That's how you make a difference. But that's not the point. Why does everything rise and fall in leadership? Well, it's called the law of the lid. It's a thing I learned from one of the training programs. But the principle is simply as follows: if the people that are above you, or even around you, don't inspire you, they don't challenge you, they don't make you think about the possibilities of doing better, then you won't do better. And if they don't live out that life, let alone challenge your life, forget the hypocrisy. They don't even do it themselves. They don't even ask it. Good God of mercy. They're not even asking you. They just oof. It's not good. Law of the lid. Don't give people an out. But I digress. That's personal responsibility. I want to touch on that. That's important. The next point is this: the root of evil, they and them. The truth is, whose fault? Well, it's not just your fault. It's not just their fault. It's all of us. Well, Andre, some of us are worse than others. No, no, no. You got to stop with that thinking. It's wrong. I used to think like that myself. Well, at least I'm not blank. Comparisons. True, but not wise. Here's why. I can go down a rabbit hole of reasons, but the main one is simply this. We often fail to recognize the frailties in our own character, in our own life. It's so easy to get so pious and think you're Mr. Somebody, Mr. Somebody, and life will remind you, oh, it'll remind you, oh, we're looking for this type of person. We're looking for this type of, oh, wait, oh, sorry, you don't qualify. And you got to have standards for your company. I don't blame you. But Mr. Instructor, don't get too pious because life has a way of reminding you just how human you are. Don't get too pious. Be proud. Be proud of an organization. Be proud of a cause. Be proud of a vision of how you live your life. But don't get that proud on yourself. Anytime pride starts going to one's own being, it usually doesn't end well. Well, Andre, what about having a high self-image? Yeah, that's true. And if you have high neuroticism, then you'll probably excel in a corporate ladder because you believe you deserve it, and that's probably valid. You could also use fear and intimidation to get people to do what you want. Here's the problem. The real question is not does it work? The question remains is how long will it work? Look at the history books. It doesn't work for long. If you don't have a stronger sense of self, you'll be compromised by life itself. If you don't have a strategy that's beyond fear and intimidation, people will eventually resent you and resist you. Eventually, naturally, through attrition, they'll just get tired of it. Oppression doesn't work forever. If it did, we would all be doing it. Well, Andrew, you are being oppressed. Yeah, you're right. But again, every history repeats itself every now and then. Someone wises up, and let me say it this way: I think there was a game. It was called Assassin's Creed. I gained truth from games I played many moons ago, but it stuck with me, and it's coming to my mind now. There will always be tyrants, and there will always be those that stop them. Mm. Makes you think. Which one do you want to be? You want to be the one who gets stopped, or you want to be the one that stops them? The choice is yours. There's only going to be two types of people. You could be the spectator, but who knows when that's going to be the problem itself. In any event, the root of all evil, all of us, all of us. That's the root. It's sad because it took me so long to recognize that. I had to recognize my own uh, folly. The reason why I'm happy, the reason why I have grace. Well, I want to thank the my 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 relationship with God. But I think more importantly is this: you have to recognize your own folly. When you keep focusing on the faults of others, you never recognize your own. You don't. That's what connects us. We're all messed up, but we all need someone to help us out. It is not our history, not just our history and our past mistakes that unite us. It is our destiny, what we want, our future. We're all messed up. I can't stress that enough. I'm gonna keep pounding that point because we keep thinking it's a they or them. No, it's all of us. And there's a story of who would you rather be? Would you rather be the bright apple or the many pears? And the kid tells the grandmother, I want to be the water because the water is what's carrying both the fruits. The third option. You don't need to be a they or them. It needs to be an us. It needs to be a we, something that unifies us, a greater ideal that unifies us. And hopefully that ideal inspires us to be the best versions of ourselves. If that idea is just tolerance and self-grandizing and promoting our own dysfunction, that's not good. Not in the long run. We have to ask the hard questions. even at the risk of not feeling comfortable. But that's what it takes to bring about a true change, or at least one that lasts and matters. But I digress. The root of all evil? We're all evil. And as far as I'm concerned, there's only one guy on this rock who wasn't deemed as evil, and he died. So I'll give you perspective. Everyone wants to keep claiming that they are spotless. That is not how we're going to unify. We Unity will only happen when we recognize that we are all not the same, but we all started the same. We're all in the same boat. This notion that we're in different boats is a complete fallacy. If they drown, you'll probably drown. Let's do a thought process. Let's say, well, Andre, if we get rid of all these people, let's play. Let's do that. Okay, let's play this out. If we just get rid of all X amount of these X of people, life will be better. Okay, something tells me, even if you got rid of all those people, you got rid of that group, you got rid of the lefts get rid of the rights, and the rights get rid of the lefts, and this and that. Yeah, you could do that. Guess what? I Let me guess. You're still miserable. You're still miserable. Your life still sucks. You'll just find someone else to blame. And that's the sad reality. If it's not one group, it's this. If it's not that, it's them. If it's not them, here comes them again. It's like it doesn't matter. It's the never ending proverbial I need to find someone to blame for my failures. When's the last time? And here's a question I want to leave you with this. When is the last time you say, you want to know why? Like the Navy SEAL. Why do we fail? Why do we all fail? Oh, it's because they. No, 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 no. It's me. When's the last time someone told you, you know what? You told your friend, you know what, John? You know what's screwing up with life? Yeah, those people. No, it's me. I'm screwing up my life. How profound would that be? When's the last time someone point to themselves and say, you know what? It's on me. Every year I got a new person to point at. Well, you know what? I'm pointing to me. There's a Michael Jackson song. It says, I'm going to start with the man in the mirror. It's me. It's you. It's yourself. Now here's the best news. Here's why that's good. And not self-deprecating and hurts yourself. Because if you are responsible for where your life is, where it's at, you cause the mess, and the second you take responsibility for it and recognize your own evil and wickedness, then you also recognize that you can get yourself out of it and make better choices. When you realize that the choices you make are not on the basis of they and them, and it's you, you're in control and you can change it. But the second you're at the mercy of they and them, that you've decided to give them the keys to your jail cell, well, you can't get out until they give you the auspice of here's the trick. You threw the keys on the other side of the wall, and there's no one there. So you're trapped until you decide to walk up, grab those keys, if you can reach them, metaphor aside, you reach those keys and you get yourself out. How many years are you going to keep lamenting over they and them, or even now? And you know what? Maybe you're right. But if we execute judgment like that, is that how we want to do it? You want to just slaughter everyone? And the people who don't agree with me, we slaughter them. That sounds familiar. Look into human history. What does that sound like? You win and you still lose. So, with that, I close this out. But how about you get yourself? Here's the call to action. How about you go to your nearest mirror and look at that mirror. Don't look at it and try to wash off your face, but I mean, really look at it. What do you really see? What do you want people to see? What have people been seeing? My goodness, I never seen a day and age where people say, "Oh, I'm having a," it's just my goodness. You know why you can't win? You don't have any hope. You've already given up. Winning's not an option. You just want to survive. You're playing not to lose. They're not playing to win. I never will forget someone said, "Oh, my tire blew out." Brother, everyone tires blows out. You mean to tell me you buy a car that never happened? You got teeth, they don't rot. Everything, everything will go as it does. It's life. Life is doing what life does. Who told you that was the gold standard? I want things, but I don't want to have issues. I don't know who told you that, but the truth, the real art is in spite of that, we still choose to believe in the right stuff and keep doing the right thing. My goodness, if we follow that logic, all hell would break loose. Well, because I had a negative experience, I should start enforcing negative experiences on the people. Well, that's not healthy. And that should be reprimanded. I wouldn't say reprimanded, but that'll get you some socially awkward scenarios. Like, hey, I noticed that you're in a field called customer service, but you want to bring that negativity. You probably should go into a different craft. I digress. All right, that's all I got for this one, folks. The root of what is the root of evil? Well, evil resides in all of us, and with that understanding comes humility and a willingness to understand people. We don't judge them off right at the bat. We need to give them a degree of respect. It's just the irony that how we preach things that say, "Hey, uh, we gotta do this and that. Treat people how you like to be treated." Yeah, you don't even treat yourself right. That's the first problem. Here's another thing: we gotta talk about this stuff. We have to realize the principles that help us get to the power and the point. We're not even willing to take the first step. And that's the first step. We gotta talk about these things. Get the framework started, the foundation. We can talk about the drapes and the couch and the guest dining room later. You gotta get the foundation set. The foundation is we have to have the capacity to talk about it and recognize uh, our own humanity and the humanity in others. And I hope they have it. And if they have that same feelings and diplomacy, well, God bless them. If not, well, well, at least you can sleep at night better. Okay, I don't mean to sound vague, but these are principles and these are things that help me. Helps me tolerate better. You don't want to come off in you don't want to be intolerant. That would be a little, I wouldn't even say abrasive, but it's not conducive for progress and growth for your life and society. There you will have to, I don't care how successful you get. Success is not being around people you like. Success, really successful people will have to do business if you have these aspirations. The fundamental truth still applies. You're going to have to be around people you don't like, but you still have to cooperate because guess what? You cannot just work with people that you like. Statistically, that's impossible. But guess what? You can still get the job done regardless. Now, if you want to replace somebody or whatever, hey, by all means, God bless you. But as far as I'm concerned, from the mass majority of human experience in regards to the subject, you will have to deal with people. You will have to be adaptable. Well, that's a talk all by itself. The biggest measure of success is adaptability. If you cannot adapt to the climate that you're in, not change your character, but to work with others. I hear it all the time. Communication, work well with others, communication, blah, blah, blah. You have to be adaptable. There's not a one size fit all. There's not a silver bullet. We want a silver bullet. I'll be honest with you, there isn't one. Not with people. You could have a silver bullet with a tree. You want to cut down a tree? Use this axe. You want to do this? Do this. You want to do that? Do that. You want to deal with this person? Do this. What about that person? Same thing? No. Anyone who's a parent will tell you everything they do with the first kid doesn't work with the second kid. Everything you do with the second kid won't even work with the third kid. Just you're looking for a universal truth. There are universal truths, but when it comes with people, well, Well, anywho, hopefully that helped. Hopefully give you some perspective. Oh, I know it helps somebody. But the main one is give them grace, and if they're willing to give you grace, it has to be reciprocal. The relationship has to have respect on both sides. If there's no respect, well, you have to draw the line, and that will warrant respect all by itself. You cannot just say yes to everything. That is a certainty for failure. But at the same time, I can't be so disrespectful that I don't even hear what they have to say or just say no. I mean, you could probably do that. It's definitely easier, but from what I can tell, it doesn't make a conducive environment for growth and progress. Unless you can replace all of them. I don't know. Take these truths as you will, these perspectives, and make good decisions. I think the best thing you can do is have discernment. Meditate on it, pray, get perspective. How do other people handle the situation? One thing that really helped me out was I looked at companies, how they handle it, like Henry Dollar Zoo, and I read their contractual policies on how they handle with social issues or whatever. And it's very good stuff. You should probably read it. It's probably a good way to run a business and probably run your own life. I love they call it conflict of interest. No conflicts of interest. You can't have anything that you wear when you work at that job. You can't have anything that you wear that would cause conflict. Now, it's not a conflict of their interest. It's just conflict in general. We don't want you to walk around and wear this stuff, and it's gonna like instigate people that walk around, right? Like I know you work here, but I can't have you be instigating the populace, right? And that's a good policy. I'm not suggesting we have to force people to wear monkey suits at their job, but let's not instigate people. There are principles here. So, a root of all evil is that we have to recognize there is evil in all of us. And that's the first step to moving forward to stop the evil. The second we start keep pointing at people that they're evil or they're worse off, you're making it worse, friend. You're making it worse. It's taking a lot for me not to go into. I'm not a pastor, but I kind of want to start yelling at this thing. Be like, man, you got to recognize your own foolishness. I'm tired of people keep thinking to themselves. They keep lying to themselves. It's the ultimate deception. It's they and them. Oh man, it's we're all in this. Now we may not all have the same views. And I'm not suggesting we have to be progressive and agree with it. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying that we are in the same boat. We have to recognize that we are. I don't even mean that I agree with you, but we're in the same boat called humanity. We're all just trying to figure this thing out. Are you willing to figure it out with me? Or are you just gonna raise hell on the boat? If that's so, I'll put you on a raft, but that's not. I'd rather not. I like that. I like to be that. Have that avoided. Touchy subject. I'll let your minds wander on that as it is, but that's simply the truth of where it goes down to. And hopefully that gives you some confidence and grace with others. That's the main objective. Confidence in yourself. And that's another thing. You stop judging. If you judge others, you will inadvertently judge yourself. If you put others down, you will put yourself down at some point. When there's a time when you will inevitably make a mistake. So give them grace so you can give yourself grace. Don't let go of your standards and expectations, but not at the expense of being a tyrant, being tyrannical with uh, no love and grace. Love does not mean like we just accept everything. It just love as a human being. Some dignity there. Let's not do the opposite extreme where you start executing people. You're willing to execute people. Good God of mercy. You got to be willing to do the other passion. Use that power, use that motivation for good, my friends. Alrighty. The root of all evil. First step. Well, I will talk to you later. Have a blessed day.